Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today we have a real treat for you. We're taking a close look at a coin that many people overlook, but this one could be worth a small fortune. Let's talk about the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter, part of the famous 50 State Quarters series. You might have one of these sitting in your collection or even in your pocket right now, and it could be worth far more than you think. Now, let's set the stage. The 1999 Connecticut State Quarter was released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008. This program was a huge hit, bringing unique designs for each state to the public, and allowing collectors to experience and own a piece of history in their own hands. The Connecticut Quarter was one of the first in the series, and it carries some significant historical weight. Designed to commemorate the state's rich history, the quarter showcases a detailed and elegant image of the famous charter oak tree, which is a symbol of Connecticut's early colonial heritage. This tree played a pivotal role in the state's history, representing strength, freedom, and the protection of the Charter of Connecticut. But here's where it gets exciting. While this quarter is beautiful and tells a story, it's not just any regular quarter. The rarity and value come from the condition of the coin and, most importantly, from some specific features that make this coin a sought-after collector's item. Yes, you heard that right, some of these coins can be worth thousands of dollars. In fact, finding a Connecticut quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition can make all the difference. But it doesn't stop there. Some of these quarters have minting errors that make them even more valuable. So, what are these errors we're talking about? Well, first off, a key feature that collectors look for is the double die obverse error. This occurs when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned or struck multiple times, causing the image on the coin to appear doubled or blurry. For the Connecticut quarter, this error typically affects the charter oak design, which can make the image seem thicker and more pronounced, with noticeable doubling of some of the lettering and details on the coin. This error is quite rare, and a Connecticut quarter with this double die can fetch a hefty price at auction, especially if it's in near mint condition. Another error to keep an eye out for is the clipped planchet. This happens when the metal used to mint the coin is accidentally clipped during the process. The result is a coin with a jagged edge, and sometimes this can happen in a way that's incredibly noticeable, especially around the edge of the design or lettering. Coins with clipped planchets are rare, and when combined with the right condition, they can make this coin worth a lot more than its face value. Now, you might be wondering, how much is this coin really worth? What's the price tag on something as rare as this? Well, let's just say that if you have one of these Connecticut State Quarters, in uncirculated condition with one of these rare minting errors, you could be sitting on a fortune. The highest known sale of a Connecticut quarter has been for a piece that sold for an incredible price. Let's just say, it went for $59,000. That's right, $59,000 for a single quarter. Can you believe it? For collectors, that's a jaw-dropping number. Just imagine how much some of these rarities could go for if they're in perfect condition or have more than one type of minting error. It's a golden opportunity for coin collectors, especially those who love hunting for that one special find. So, if you've been collecting quarters, or if you just happen to come across one in your pocket change, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Look for signs of any doubling or unusual minting errors. To wrap it all up, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter is more than just a simple coin, it's a piece of history, a testament to the artistry of coin design, and a potential treasure chest for collectors. So, if you have one of these quarters in your possession, don't just toss it aside. Check its condition, look for those unique minting errors, and who knows, you might just have a collector's dream in your hands. The next time you're looking through your coins, remember that even the smallest piece of currency could hold enormous value. Top 2, we're taking a journey into the heart of American history with a coin that many of you might have seen before, but probably never took a closer look at. We're talking about the United States of America $quarter from Pennsylvania, minted in 1999. At first glance, it's just a regular quarter, right? But what if I told you that this humble piece of metal could be worth more than a brand new car, or even more than some people's yearly salary? That's right. So grab your coin jars, your collections, or even check the change in your pockets, because by the end of this video, you might just discover you've been holding a tiny treasure all along. Let's rewind to 1999. That year marked the beginning of one of the most popular coin series in U.S. history, the 50-state quarters program. Each quarter featured a unique design that represented one of the 50 states, and Pennsylvania was one of the first 5 states honored. The design on the Pennsylvania quarter is both symbolic and historic. It features the Commonwealth statue, a keystone, symbolizing Pennsylvania's nickname as the Keystone State, and the outline of the state itself. Alongside these are the words, virtue, liberty, independence, values that played a foundational role in the birth of the nation. A truly beautiful and meaningful design that commemorates Pennsylvania's vital role in American history. Now, while millions of these quarters were minted and distributed across the country, not all Pennsylvania quarters are created equal. Most are worth just 25 cents. But a rare few, very few, have something extra, something unusual that makes them a collector's dream. What turns an everyday quarter into a high-value rarity is not just its age or design, but specific minting errors, and pristine condition. So what kind of errors are we talking about? Let's start with one of the most famous and desirable, the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned with the dies during the minting process. The result? Part of the design is shifted or missing entirely. An off-center Pennsylvania quarter can be a very exciting find, especially if the error is dramatic and the date is still visible. Another fascinating error is the double die. In this case, the coin is struck more than once in a slightly misaligned way, causing parts of the design, such as the lettering or the state outline, to appear doubled. These errors are extremely rare and require careful inspection to spot. But once confirmed, their value skyrockets, especially if the coin is in near mint or uncirculated condition. Then there are broad strike errors, where the coin is struck without the retaining collar that normally keeps it in place. This causes the coin to spread out wider than normal, often warping or distorting the design around the edges. It's a strange sight, and collectors love strange. These quirky imperfections are what make certain coins not only rare, but one of a kind. Condition is everything in the coin world. A Pennsylvania quarter with a minting error in perfect, uncirculated condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. Most coins in circulation have scratches, wear, and smudges. But a coin that has been preserved carefully from the start, untouched by time and travel, can demand incredible prices in the collector's market. And here's where things get really exciting. If you happen to come across a 1999 Pennsylvania quarter with a rare minting error, especially something like a double die or a major off-center strike, and it's in flawless condition, you're looking at something truly special. There was a case not too long ago where one of these quarters shocked everyone by reaching an unbelievable auction price. Are you ready for it? That single coin, a tiny 25-cent piece, sold for an astonishing $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000 for one quarter. That's the kind of discovery that can change someone's life. And it could be sitting quietly in your coin jar, waiting to be found. So here's what to do: start checking your quarters, especially the ones from 1999. Look closely at your Pennsylvania quarters. Use a magnifying glass if you have to. Examine the text, the images, and the edges. Look for anything unusual, doubling, misalignment, or signs that the coin was struck in an odd way. And if you think you've got something special, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. That one step could turn your curiosity into a major payday. And if you love learning about hidden treasures like this, coins with stories, coins with secrets, coins that are worth way more than they seem, then make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next big discovery. Top 3, we're diving into a fascinating and powerful piece of American history, right from your pocket. We're talking about the United States of America $quarter war in the Pacific, and while you might think of it as just another quarter, this one could secretly be worth thousands. That's right, this 2021 quarter might be hiding more value than meets the eye. So buckle up, because you're about to hear a story of history, rarity, and hidden treasure that you won't want to miss. Now, before we talk numbers, let's step back and appreciate what makes the War in the Pacific Quarter so special. This coin is part of the America the Beautiful Quarter series, a program that ran from 2010 to 2021, honoring iconic national parks and historic sites from every corner of the United States and its territories. The War in the Pacific design specifically commemorates the events of World War II in Guam, one of the critical battlegrounds in the Pacific theater. On the back of this coin, you'll see an incredibly moving design: U.S. soldiers storming the beaches of Guam, crouched and ready, with palm trees and ocean waves behind them. It's not just a coin, it's a tribute to the bravery and sacrifice of those who served. But now, let's talk about what really makes this coin stand out to collectors: its rarity and minting errors. You see, while millions of these coins were made for circulation, only a handful have turned out to be extremely valuable, and not by accident. It all comes down to the mistakes that happened during the minting process. Let's start with one of the most sought-after errors: the double die. This happens when a coin is struck more than once with a slight misalignment between strikes. The result? A doubled image, often on the date, the letters, or even parts of the main design. On the War in the Pacific Quarter, some error coins have shown doubling on the soldiers' helmets, rifles, or the words, "War in the Pacific." And when a coin has this type of mistake, and is in near-perfect condition, it's no longer just pocket change. It's treasure. Another rare and exciting error is the off-center strike. This occurs when the blank coin isn't properly aligned with the dies, leading to a coin that's partially blank or missing part of the design. An off-center strike on a 2021 War in the Pacific Quarter, especially if dramatic and with the dates still clearly visible, is a collector's dream. There are also reports of die cracks and cuts, where damage or breakage in the die used to strike the coin leaves raised bumps, lines, or blobs of extra metal on the coin's surface. These kinds of errors are like fingerprints, each one is unique. And collectors love unique. Now, condition plays a massive role in value. Coins found in circulation often show signs of wear, scratches, nicks, or fading from use. But a coin that has been preserved in uncirculated or even mint state condition can be worth exponentially more. Combine pristine condition with a major error, and you've got a jackpot. Think about it: a small, palm-sized coin that tells the story of one of the most significant wars in history, and if you've got the right version of it, it might be worth more than just its weight in silver. It could be a life-changer. And now for the part you've all been waiting for. There's been a verified case of a 2021 War in the Pacific Quarter, featuring a major double die error in mint state condition, that sold for an eye-watering price. Are you ready? That one coin, a simple 25-cent piece to the untrained eye, sold for a jaw-dropping $53,000. Yes, you heard that right, $53,000 for a single quarter. So here's what you need to do. Go check your change. Look through your coin rolls. If you have any War in the Pacific Quarters from 2021, take a close look. Use a magnifying glass. Check the details. Look for signs of doubling, off-center designs, unusual textures, or anything that just doesn't look quite right. And if you find something, don't rush to spend it. Have it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Coins like this are more than just currency, they're pieces of history. They tell stories. They hold secrets. And sometimes, they carry life-changing value. Top 4, we're diving into a piece of American change that may be sitting quietly in your pocket, but could actually be worth a small fortune. We're talking about the 1999 United States of America quarter dollar featuring the state of New Jersey. At first glance, it may seem like any other quarter, but hold on, because by the end of this video, you might just be flipping over every quarter you can find to check if you've got the right one. One of these coins has sold for an unbelievable price, and you're going to want to hear why. Let's start with a bit of background. The New Jersey quarter was the third release in the legendary 50-state quarters program. This initiative started in 1999 and became one of the most widely collected coin series in American history. It brought attention not just to coin collecting, but to the stories and symbols behind each state. Now, New Jersey's design is something special. It features the famous scene of General George Washington crossing the Delaware River during the Revolutionary War, a moment that changed the course of American history. The image is bold, detailed, and rich with symbolism. The words, "Crossroads of the Revolution," remind us of New Jersey's critical role in the birth of the nation, but here's where things get really interesting. Not every New Jersey quarter from 1999 is created equal. While millions were minted and sent into circulation, a select few have a rare quality that turns them from everyday change into extremely valuable collectibles. We're talking about coins with errors, imperfections that occurred during the minting process, and these are what make some of these coins worth thousands. One of the most valuable and exciting errors is the double die. This error happens when the coin is struck more than once with slight misalignment, causing certain parts of the image or lettering to appear doubled. On the New Jersey quarter, collectors have found doubling on the text, New Jersey, on the boats in the river, and even around Washington's face and coat. It's subtle, but for trained eyes, and those who use a magnifier, it's a clear sign of a rare find. Another sought-after error is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank coin, called a planchet, isn't perfectly aligned with the dies, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing or shifted. If you've got a 1999 New Jersey quarter where the image looks oddly cut off or positioned too far to one side, and especially if the date is still visible, you might be holding a rare gem. Yet another rarity is the broad strike error, where the coin is struck outside the retaining collar. This results in a coin that looks stretched out or flattened, often with a soft or warped rim. These are unusual, visually striking, and highly desirable among collectors because they're hard to come by. Now, all of these errors are exciting, but there's one more thing that collectors care deeply about: condition. A coin might have a rare error, but if it's scratched, dented, or heavily worn, its value drops significantly. On the flip side, a coin that has been preserved in mint state condition, bright, shiny, and untouched by circulation, can command a staggering price, especially when combined with one of these rare errors. That brings us to the real jaw-dropper. There was one verified sale of a 1999 New Jersey quarter that had a rare minting error and was in pristine, uncirculated condition. And guess what? That little piece of metal, just 25 cents in face value, sold for an astonishing $65,000. Yes, you heard that right, $65,000 for a single quarter. So if you have a New Jersey quarter from 1999 lying around, don't just toss it into a vending machine or piggy bank. Take a closer look. Check for any unusual doubling, off-center designs, or anything that just doesn't look quite right. If it seems special, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service. That one tiny coin could be the ticket to your next big payday, and if you love learning about the secrets hiding in your pocket change, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss another hidden treasure. Every coin has a story, and some come with a shocking twist. Top 5, we're taking a closer look at a quarter that's not just a piece of pocket change, it's a window into nature, history, and possibly a small fortune. That's right, we're talking about the United States quarter dollar from Arkansas, minted in 2003. Now, most people don't give quarters a second thought. You use them for parking meters, vending machines, maybe toss a few into a jar. But what if I told you that one specific Arkansas quarter could be worth more than some brand new luxury cars? Yes, this tiny, ordinary-looking coin could be the hidden treasure you've been overlooking all along. Let's start with the coin itself. The 2003 Arkansas quarter is part of the famous 50-state quarters program, a groundbreaking coin series launched by the U.S. Mint that ran from 1999 to 2008. Each quarter featured a unique design representing one of the 50 states, and Arkansas's design is a celebration of the state's rich natural beauty and cultural identity. Take a look at the design. On the reverse side, you'll find a magnificent diamond at the center, a proud nod to the crater of Diamond State Park. Arkansas is the only U.S. state where you can actually dig for real diamonds in the wild. Flanking the diamond is a mallard duck in flight over a peaceful lake, and behind it, towering pine trees. The image captures everything Arkansas is known for: natural resources, wildlife, and scenic beauty. But now, let's get to the part that makes collectors perk up and hearts start to race. What takes this quarter from a simple state-themed coin to a potentially life-changing collectible is the presence of minting errors, and of course, the condition. Some 2003 Arkansas quarters were struck with rare and eye-catching mistakes that make them incredibly valuable today. One of the most talked about is the double die error. This happens when the die, the engraved stamp used to press the coin's design, strikes the coin more than once, slightly misaligned each time. This causes certain parts of the design or text to appear doubled. On the Arkansas quarter, the doubling may appear on the word Arkansas, the year, 2003, or even the diamond and duck imagery. These double die coins are extremely hard to find and highly sought after by collectors. Then we have the off-center strike, another rare minting mistake. This occurs when the coin blank is not perfectly centered when struck, causing the design to be shifted or partially missing. An Arkansas quarter with an off-center strike, especially if it's dramatic and the date is still readable, can command a high price. Another intriguing error is the clipped planchet. That's when a small piece of the coin is literally clipped or missing, usually due to a mishap during the cutting process at the mint. These clipped coins are highly collectible, especially when the error is clean and obvious. Let's not forget the importance of condition. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin that has been in circulation, scratched, or worn down is worth far less than one that looks like it was just made yesterday. That's why uncirculated or mint state Arkansas quarters with these rare errors are so valuable. They're incredibly rare and look flawless. Imagine this, a coin that's only 25 cents in face value, but because of one small mistake made during minting, and the fact that someone cared enough to preserve it, it becomes a collector's treasure. And people are willing to pay big money for it, which brings us to the real kicker. There was one special Arkansas quarter from 2003, mint state, with a rare double die error, that didn't just catch the attention of collectors. It went far beyond that. It sold for a mind-blowing price at auction. Are you ready for it? That coin sold for an incredible $60,000, yes, you heard that right, $60,000 for a single Arkansas quarter. So the next time you're sorting through your change or organizing your coin collection, don't just glance over your quarters. Check them. Look at the year. Look at the details. If you've got a 2003 Arkansas quarter, take a closer look. Is the text doubled? Is the design slightly off-center? Is there a strange cut or curve along the edge? You might be holding something very, very valuable, and not even know it yet. Coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a treasure hunt. And sometimes, the treasure is hiding right in plain sight. Top 6, we're taking a closer look at a coin that blends elegance, history, and hidden value in a way that few others can. We're diving deep into the United States quarter dollar from Mississippi, minted in 2002. While it may seem like a simple state quarter at first glance, the truth is, this coin might be worth far more than just 25 cents. In fact, some rare versions of this quarter have fetched jaw-dropping prices that would make any collector's heart skip a beat. Let's begin with the beauty of the design. As part of the 50 State Quarters program, the Mississippi quarter was released to honor the Magnolia State. On the reverse side, you'll find a stunning depiction of 2 blooming magnolia blossoms, the state flower of Mississippi. It's a graceful, elegant design, simple, yet rich in symbolism. The magnolia represents strength, dignity, and southern charm. With the words "The Magnolia State" etched proudly into the coin, this piece is a true tribute to the culture and natural beauty of Mississippi. Now, here's where things get really exciting. While millions of these coins were minted and released into everyday circulation, only a few, very few, have something special. A mistake. An imperfection. A rare minting error that makes the coin one of a kind. And in the world of coin collecting, one of a kind equals highly valuable. Let's talk about some of the errors that can turn an ordinary 2002 Mississippi quarter into a collector's dream. First, there's the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice with the same design, but slightly off position. It causes parts of the image or the lettering to appear doubled, especially noticeable on the word Mississippi, the flower's petals, or even the fine details in the leaves. These double die errors are incredibly rare and can dramatically boost a coin's value, especially if it's in great condition. Then we have the off-center strike error. This one's easy to spot. The design is noticeably shifted to one side, and sometimes part of it is missing altogether. If the date, 2002, is still visible and the strike is significantly off-center, you've got something special on your hands. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the potential value. Another rare error that collectors go crazy for is the broad strike error. This occurs when the coin is struck without the retaining collar that normally keeps its shape. The result? A coin that looks slightly larger, with blurred or stretched out edges. It's unusual, eye-catching, and highly collectible. You might also come across a clipped planchet error, where a portion of the coin is literally missing due to a miscut during the minting process. Imagine seeing a Mississippi quarter with a clean chunk missing from the edge. It looks like a bite was taken out of it. That's a clipped planchet, and depending on how dramatic it is, it could be worth a lot more than you'd expect. But wait, it gets even better. All of these errors are rare, but combine one of them with a coin that's in mint state or uncirculated condition, meaning it's barely been touched since the day it was made, and you've got yourself a serious collector's item. A mint error in near-perfect condition? That's the dream. That's the kind of coin that gets submitted to auctions, featured in coin magazines, and added to elite collections. And speaking of auctions, are you ready for the big reveal? One very special 2002 Mississippi quarter, struck with a rare mint error and preserved in flawless mint state condition, shocked the collecting world when it was sold at auction. This wasn't just a lucky find, it was a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. That quarter sold for an incredible $63,000, yes, you heard that right, $63,000 for a single Mississippi state quarter. So, what does this mean for you? It means that buried in your change jar, your old wallet, or your forgotten coin collection, there might be a tiny treasure waiting to be found. Take a close look at any 2002 Mississippi quarters you come across. Use a magnifying glass. Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, missing pieces, or anything that looks unusual. And if you think you found something rare, don't hesitate. Have it checked out by a professional coin grading service. Remember, coins are more than just currency. They're miniature works of art. They're pieces of history. And sometimes, they're unexpected keys to wealth. Top 7 and last coins. We're talking about one specific coin that has the coin collecting world buzzing, the 2000 Massachusetts State Quarter. This little silver-colored coin might seem ordinary at first glance, but some rare versions have become absolute gold mines for collectors. Now, grab your coin jar, and let's dive into what makes this coin so special, and why you might just be holding on to a piece of American currency history that could be worth thousands. Let's start with a little background. In the year 2000, the United States Mint was deep into its historic 50 state quarters program. This was a massive project that honored each state with a unique quarter design, released in the order the states joined the Union. Massachusetts, being the sixth state, had its quarter released early in the program. The design of the Massachusetts quarter features a proud image of the Minuteman statue, a symbol of the state's revolutionary spirit, standing strong over the outline of Massachusetts. Above him, the phrase, "the Bay State," is proudly inscribed. Millions of these coins were produced and sent into circulation, but not all of them were created equal. And that's where things start to get interesting. While most of the Massachusetts quarters are worth just 25 cents, a select few have become incredibly rare and valuable due to minting errors and unique flaws that happened during production. These aren't just imperfections, they're rare anomalies that collectors are willing to pay big money for. So, what kinds of errors are we talking about? First, there are off-center strikes. That's when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, and part of the design is missing or shifted. A noticeable off-center Massachusetts quarter can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. Then we have double die errors, where parts of the design, like the text or image, appear to be stamped twice, creating a shadow-like effect. If you find a quarter where the word Massachusetts or the Minuteman shows signs of doubling, you're likely holding a valuable mistake. Another highly prized error is the clad layer missing error. These quarters are usually made of layers of copper and nickel, but occasionally, one layer is missing during production, leaving the coin with a unique coppery look. These mistakes are rare, and when it comes to coins, rare equals valuable. Now let's talk about condition, because collectors don't just want rare coins, they want rare coins in pristine condition. A Massachusetts quarter with a major error that's also in uncirculated or mint state condition can easily attract the attention of serious collectors and auction houses. These are the coins that fetch the big bucks. Some collectors have reported finding Massachusetts quarters with multiple errors. Imagine an off-center strike and a double die on the same coin. These kinds of coins are considered jackpots in the coin world, because they're truly one of a kind. The thrill of coin collecting is not just in the value, but in the chase. Every coin has a story, and the rarest coins tell the most fascinating tales. That's why the Massachusetts quarter from 2000 has become such a legend in the community. You might be wondering, how do you know if you have one of these rare versions? Here's what to look for. Check the lettering and images for signs of doubling. Look at the edges for signs of layering errors. Pay attention to alignment. Off-center designs are a red flag in the best way, and most importantly, preserve it. Don't clean it, don't scratch it, and keep it in a protective case if you think it's something special. Now, here's the moment you've been waiting for. It may sound unbelievable, but a rare Massachusetts state quarter from the year 2000, featuring specific minting errors and in top-grade condition, has been valued in the collector's market for as much as $40,000. That's right, 25 cents turned into $40,000. It's the kind of discovery that makes coin collecting so exciting. So, the next time you're counting change or digging through an old coin jar, pay close attention. That little piece of metal could be a treasure waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the hidden value of everyday coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another numismatic adventure. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your eyes on your coins, and happy collecting.